Welcome to my online English class.
So today we are going to learn the next two stanzas of the poem My Shadow, written by Robert Louis Stevenson. Let me read out the next two stanzas aloud. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow, not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller, like an India rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there's none of him at all. One morning, very early, before the sun, I was up. I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepyhead, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. Now, children, let's move on to the explanation of the second stanza. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow, not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. The boy is fantasized by how the shadow grows abnormally like he has never seen before. He says that the shadow grows faster, unlike the normal kids who grow slower than him. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball, and he sometimes gets so little that there's none of him at all. It means he also gets excited to see how the shadow grows bigger all of a sudden without his knowledge. And sometimes it is so small that it is not seen at all. He is surprised by how the shadow grows big and small every day, which he has not seen happening to anyone or anything else around him. Here, he compares the jumping of his shadow with an India rubber ball, implying that it jumps so high. Just have a look at the expression India rubber ball used by the poet in the third line. The term India rubber ball has been used by the poet to show the pace of how the shadow grows fast and becomes small in one day. India rubber ball is generally a ball used by children to play which is hard in nature. Now, my dear children, I am moving to the last stanza of the poem, My Shadow. One morning, very early, before the sun, I was up. I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepyhead, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. The poet now describes a moment when the boy got up from his bed in the early morning before sunrise. He woke to a beautiful dewy morning where he saw dew shining on every leaf. The sun was only in the horizon, and there was not much light around him, and he could not see his shadow. The poet portrays the excitement of the boy to see that for the first time his shadow was not following him. And he says that his shadow felt lazy and stayed behind at home. While he was enjoying the sunrise, his shadow stayed at his bed. This also means that when the boy got in the bed, his shadow went in with him. But when he got out of it in the morning, his shadow didn't come along. In the second line, the poet has used the expression dew on every buttercup. The poet has used the term to portray the freshness of early morning. This also marks the time when the sun is only now rising in the horizon and there is new dew everywhere on leaves and grass.
Now, my dear children, here are certain assignments for you. Go through the assignments and complete them. So, my dear children, that's all for today. In my next video, I will come again with a new topic. Till
Goodbye.
then,